it was cool. Was able to go 12 rounds and I finished the fight. So it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. So much respect to Tim. He's what I expected. He's what I expected.
What did he do really well?
He was timing real well, and my timing was kind of off.
Was that the 3 years off, or was?
It could be. I'm not gonna use that as an excuse. Tim did the same tonight.
Where do you evaluate where you're at boxing career-wise now, Errol? Do you think about retirement, or do you still want to fight?
Nah, man, I'm not. There's no reason to fight, man. I asked a lot of questions tonight for myself personally, and going 12 rounds and realizing how long that 12 rounds was, it's time to hang them up because that 12 rounds don't usually isn't that long, but it was a long 12 rounds tonight, so it's time to hang them up.
Errol, was there a point at the fight time where you thought to yourself, maybe it's not going as good as you thought it might go?
Say it again?
Was there a point in the fight tonight where you thought maybe it wasn't going how you thought it would go?
Yeah, for sure.
Can you tell us when that was?
Shit, I don't know.
Errol, back here. It's been 3 years since you stepped back in the ring. How did those first few rounds feel for you?
The first 3 rounds, it felt okay. I wasn't nervous or anything like that. The first 3 rounds felt okay. After the fight, I was sore. I don't remember 12 rounds feeling like that. That's how I knew it's time to hang him up. You can't be off that long and then come back and think you can fight a 12 round fight. You know what I'm saying, with a caliber opponent like that.
Came back though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I came back because I came back. Went 12 rounds. I came back because we in an era where people are scared to fail. We're in an era where everything's on social media, everything's getting recorded, and people scared to jump out and do things and dare to do stuff because they're scared that it's gonna get posted and people laugh at you and things like that. But the same people who laugh and make funny jokes on social media and stuff never really done anything with their life. So that's where it's at. Because I'm sure people have things to say and this and that, but I'm sure they wouldn't have the guts to do what I did. Come back and fight a quality opponent like Tim Tszyu in his backyard and go a whole turnaround and put on a great show.
How do you think Tim goes against a guy like Lara or Charles?
I think he can hold Loris. Loris is super tricky. He's certainly an older guy, but he's a grade A caliber opponent, and Charlo will be a good fight. But I think it'll be a 50-50 fight between him and Charlo.
Errol, can you reveal how much you've been training over the past 3 years?
I've been training. I had a great training camp. I had a very great training camp. I was sparring and working with quality opponents, and training camp was great.
But what about before the training camp?
I was training too. I was doing a lot of different stuff. I wasn't all out training. I would say 13 weeks ago, I was a big time soccer dad, So I wasn't all out training, but I was training. I was doing my thing.
If you were to give some advice to Tim Tszyu on the 3 years this want to win a world title, what would your tips to Tim be after what you saw from him tonight?
I already talked to him about that. We talked to the ring about it, and I already talked to him, and told him. He asked me about stuff he needed to work on and things like that, and we talked about that already. So there's no need to tell social media.
Is he the first fighter who's ever fought you and asked for tips afterwards?
Yeah, yeah, but that shows, that shows, different type of, personality. Somebody who was like, hey, what I need to work on, I need to work on this, that, this, and that, and just picking points. That shows a guy who's trying to improve and trying to get better.
Errol, how do you reflect on your career now and what are you most proud of?
I reflect on my career. I'm most proud of keeping my faculties and having enough money in the bank even before this to be able to go out, retire, and still live the same life that I'm living now, live it 10, 15, 20 years from now, and I'll still be okay. So that's what I'm most proud of, that, I'm in a sport where a lot of boxers, 99% of them, Hall of Fame or not, retire broke. And, after this, even if I didn't have this fight, I would have still been okay.
Was there anything that you used to be able to do and you're shit, I still can't do this anymore? Apart from the...
Say it again?
Is there anything in your game that you realised tonight, oh wow, I can't hit that jab as quick, or my feet aren't as good, or was there anything you found in your own game that wasn't what you thought it was?
I mean, it was a lot of stuff. It's just, a lot of boxers are very good at having, pride and ego and things like that. And a lot of them can't come with that decision that it's time to hang it up, and they just want to keep going and keep going and keep going. Which, you just got to be real with yourself. And, when it's time, it's time. And I'm real myself to know that, it's time. A lot of boxers don't think it's time, and they just keep going, keep going, keep going. But I know after tonight, y'all won't see me again in the ring. Yeah. You know the significance of it, but Archie wrote, basically, that was a song about how in the 1800s all the way up to 1970, British people, white people in Australia basically was taking Aboriginal kids and putting them in white families so they could take their culture away from them, take their language away from them, and take their whole identity away from them. So they took them out their families and cut ties with their families and sent them to white families to make them, quote unquote, more civilized and not savage, because they thought they were savages and things like that. And it was basically, his song would save the children basically, because they took thousands of kids and took them away from their Aboriginal roots and put them in white families to make them more British or more European.
Did you know about that history before coming here, or did you learn it after arriving?
I've been knowing about the Aborigines in the north and things like that, because my whole thing, I was like, man, because I was looking at the Aborigines and stuff, and I see they're kind of lighter complected. So I was looking for where are the dark Aborigines at, and a lot of them are in the north, and they're way badder conditions than anybody. And they had a thing called the whitening, where they were trying to breed out the Aborigines. So they put them with white families, they put them with white people and things like that. So after generations, their whole complexions are changing, basically trying to breed them out. So, yeah, man, I was just reading up on it, and it just, it stuck with me, because, it's the same thing the British and the colonies did to Native Americans in America, so You know, just reading on things like that, and just, you know, it resonates with me because black and brown people go through the same thing in America and all around the whole world through colonization. You know, so it resonates with me because I think, you know, colonization and things like that, those people are the real savages, especially people with British roots and British rulers and things like that. They're more savage than the people who's living there because, I mean, the good people minding their business, and you got people coming there and basically trying to make them more civilized and change their whole language up and change the way they act and talk and things like that. So it just resonated with me, and you know, I thought I should come out to that because I'm just big on history like that, and just seeing that, you know, it was sad to see.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just one thing before we close up, just from us, No Limit Boxing, me and my brothers, it was such an honour to have Errol Spence come out to our country. We've always been big fans our whole life, following his career, and be able to bring him out in a fight ourselves, it was a special moment for us. And just Errol, in a way, you're as proud Aboriginal people, and we were so, the way you embraced our culture this week was really special for us, and it meant a lot. But to even find out now that that's your last fight, I know that we'll remember this forever, and we thank you for being the person you are and the legend you are, and you'll go down in history as one of the greatest welterweights of all time. And from us, thank you for coming. Thanks, Jordan. Love you, bro, and
Thank
the
you.
whole family.
Sure. Thank you.